Tunaanza na taarifa kuwa mkurugenzi wa idara ya upelelezi wa jinai DCI Mohamed Amin anatarajiwa au tayari naelezwa kwamba anazungumza huko Kericho ambako kaburi la pamoja lilipatikana katika kaunti hiyo. Hebu tufululize moja kwa moja hadi katika kaunti ya Kericho tusikilize nyie pia najiri.
As you are aware, there've been a lot of misinformation and disinformation circulating in the social media relating to the discovery of mass graves within Makaburini cemetery. As the DCI, we have been mandated by law to investigate. And I found it appropriate that I address the nation as the chief of the DCI and as a person charged with the responsibility of investigations. It is very, very sad that some busybodies and charlatans have resorted to misinformation and disinformation. So my brief this morning is to give the country a brief and accurate status on what has transpired and what the DCI has done so far. So may I first begin by warmly acknowledging and appreciating your presence here this morning for this update on the ongoing investigations arising from the discovery of the suspected mass grave containing multiple bodies at the Makaburini cemetery within Kericho East Sub-County, Kericho County. The Directorate of Criminal Investigations through the Homicide Directorate continues to lead a thorough and professional investigation into this matter, which was initially reported on March 21st, 2026, and thereby prompting an immediate response by our National Police Service officers. Our preliminary findings, ladies and gentlemen, indicated very, very clearly that the unclaimed bodies had been transported from Yamira Teaching and Referral Hospital mortuary and buried under circumstances that required very thorough and professional investigations. Our investigations so far have uncovered discrepancies between the authorized disposals and the actual remains recovered from the mass grave. A court order issued by Nyamira Law Courts on March 17, 2026, under miscellaneous application number E033 of 2026, explicitly authorized the disposal of only 13 unclaimed bodies. And if I may give you the breakdown, the 13 unclaimed bodies comprised 8 adults, 1 child, and 3 fetuses, along with 1 twin fresh stillbirth. However, the exhumation exercise conducted on March 24, 2026, pursuant to court orders and under the direct supervision of the Office of the Chief Government Pathologist, represented by Dr. Richard Njoroge and Dr. Donna Nyamunga, together with my DCI forensic team, yielded 33 bodies instead of the 13, which comprised of 8 adults and 25 fetuses, plus 6 additional body parts. And these body parts were conclusively identified as amputation specimens, including fragmented tibias, tarsals, and cables. This represents, ladies and gentlemen, a significant and highly suspicious and unauthorized disposal of additional human remains, and thereby raising strong concerns about concealment, concerns about irregularities in mortuary management and possible criminal conduct in the handling and disposal of the dead bodies. Autopsy exercise commenced on March 26, 2026 at Kericho County Referral Hospital Mortuary revealed that for the 26 fetuses, the causes of death included, and this is very important, prematurity, birth asphyxia, and several cases whose cause of death could not be established by the pathologists due to decomposition of the bodies over time. And for the 8 adults, 2 cases remain unascertained due to advanced decomposition. Trauma-related causes include 1 case of head injury due to blunt force trauma and 1 case of pulmonary thrombolism, secondary to head injury caused by blunt force trauma. Medical conditions and infections identified include 1 case of septicemia, 1 case of pneumonia, and 1 case of hypertensive heart disease. Additionally, 1 case of mechanical asphyxiation due to choking was also established by the team of pathologists. DNA samples were collected from all the recovered remains to facilitate identification and family tracing. In summary, ladies and gentlemen, the detailed investigations undertaken to date have uncovered the following irregularities and findings. 1, there was a discrepancy between the authorized disposals of 13 unclaimed bodies and the actual remains recovered from the cemetery, which is 33 bodies along with 6 body parts. 2, an authorized high number of fetuses and infant remains. While the court authorized the disposal of 4 fetuses and infants, 25 fetuses and infants were recovered. 3, unexplained body parts. 6 amputation specimens were recovered with no corresponding court authorization or documentation linking them to the authorized disposals. However, our officers managed to recover handwritten hospital records confirming several consents for disposal for the amputated limbs. And that now gives a direct correlation, the amputated limbs that we recovered from the cemetery and what we are able to obtain from the hospital records, comprising of 5 lower limbs, 2 and 2 upper limbs, authorized during the late 2025 and early 2026. Several severe irregularities in mortuary tagging and documentation. The vast majority of the 39 remains, that is the 33 bodies and the 6 parts, lacked the standard official mortuary tags. Only a few had illegible hospital tags or informal handwritten wrist or foot tags. However, none of the bodies had proper hospital identification and documentation. Further, whereas the hospital records indicate that 46 infants may have died in the wards and were taken to the morgue, the mortuary records do not account for the discharge of the 46 infants or fetuses whose remains may have left the morgue under unclear circumstances. And these findings, therefore, point to serious lapses in mortuary protocols, serious lapses in documentation and oversight at Nyamira Teaching and Referral Hospital Mortuary, as well as irregularities in the burial process at the Makaburini Cemetery, owned by the National Council of Churches of Kenya, Kericho branch, which was overseen by the caretaker, one Richard Towet alias Ezekiel. The investigations have therefore conclusively established that all the remains recovered from the mass grave where we are standing this morning actually originated from Nyamira Teaching and Referral Hospital mortuary. And this has been acknowledged by the management and the officials of the said referral hospital. We have footages from the facility that shows that on March 19, 2026, 4 bags were loaded into a white Toyota Land Cruiser, registration number GKA 549L, by Jason Mochara Nyarbi, who is the chief mortician of the referral hospital, under the direct supervision of the facility's public health officer. And this particular vehicle has since been impounded and is under police custody. And therefore, to ensure complete accountability and transparency, the following investigative actions are being actively pursued. One is the identification of the deceased persons. While DNA and toxicology samples have already been submitted to the government chemist for further forensic analysis, the investigation team has embarked on tracing the parents of the deceased infants, as the fetuses, and reference DNA samples from patients whose limbs were amputated at the hospital for comparison purposes. 2, forensic document analysis, authentication and analysis of court orders, hospital records, mortuary records, and all other relevant documents pertaining to the matter under investigation. We are also pursuing outstanding administrative records from the National Council of Churches of Kenya, Kericho branch, specifically to ascertain the confirmation of employment, the deployment details, and the roles for Richard Towet alias Ezekiel. We are also desirous to know the list of employees at the organization and confirmation of the land registration details for the NCCK Makaburini Cemetery, including whether the land is a gazetted public cemetery. So far, we have arrested a total of 6 suspects. But after interrogation and interviews, we released 3 who are still, again, under active investigations. But the remaining 3 are in custody pursuant to court orders. And their names are as follows: Jason Machora Nyarbi, who is the mortuary officer in charge. He's the mortician, the chief mortician in Nyamira Teaching and Referral Hospital. We have David Araka Makori, is the public health officer, and Richard Towet alias Ezekiel, who is the cemetery caretaker. The court proceedings are ongoing, and the matter is slated for formation on 23rd of April 2026. As I conclude, ladies and gentlemen, I wish to sincerely thank the members of the public, both from Kericho and Nyamira, for the remarkable calm and restraint that they have displayed throughout the course of our investigations. Their cooperation has enabled our officers to conduct their work effectively and without any disruption. I urge you to continue maintaining this calm as we proceed with the investigations. The Directorate of Criminal Investigation, therefore, is fully committed to pursuing this matter to its logical conclusion. We will do everything within our mandate, leaving no stone unturned, to get to the bottom of what actually transpired, establish accountability, and deliver justice for the deceased, their families, and their friends. Thank you very much.
One question, sir.
Yeah.
Your visit to Kericho comes at a time, a day to the end of your term. Has it been renewed? Do you wish it renewed? And what would you say is the achievements in your office? And has there been political interference during your tenure?
I think the subject matter of our discussion this morning is about the mass graves. So let us cross that bridge when we reach. Thank you very much. Yeah. Yeah.
We've had other cases that have been reported in the Irregularities County by the area and you can confirm if there is any information you have.
Which cases were those?
Or similar cases.
Maybe I may need to get the full facts, because it's something I may not be able to react to and address it immediately. So perhaps if you can share with me the full fact, then we'll be able to respond to that adequately. Thank you.
My question is on the issue of bodies that were ferried from Nyamira to here, Kericho. According to the governor, I'd say the Nyamira County government, they've denied, and they're saying they authorized only 13 bodies and not 33. So they've denied the other 20 bodies. What's your response on that?
Well, it is true that the governor denied. And like I explained from our investigations, we were able to document 13 bodies, which the Nyamira County government paid for it. Actually, they pay 10,000 for each body. So the county government paid 130,000 to be paid to the management of the NCCK Makuburini cemetery. Unfortunately, like I said, there were no proper protocols. And when that payment is done, then the public health officer and the mortician were supposed to ensure that due process has been followed. That's why I said we will be trying to establish what are the protocols, the payment processes, and the management and the custody of all these bodies. Seriously, there was a lapse. There was a lapse, and that is what is under investigation. So currently we are talking about dead, undocumented dead bodies. People are talking about mass murder. There's nothing about murder here. We are just talking about negligence and accountability, and we will take appropriate action. We are looking at offenses under the Births and Deaths Registration Act, offenses under the Penal Code, and the offenses again under the Public Health Act. And once we are done, then we will submit the file to the ODPP for further directions.
Maybe in the cases of these fetuses, have there been any parents who've come forward maybe to claim any of the fetuses or their children?
It is investigation in progress. But what we established is that at the duration of our investigations, there were 48 fetuses there. And the records are very clear. But how it left the mortuary is not properly documented. And we are trying to follow that trail.
Lastly, Director,
yeah.
my other question is on the issue of the young child who drowned at a school in Gilgil. How far are you with the investigations?
Well, it was a very unfortunate incident whereby the young child was a student there, Gilgil Hills Academy, aged about 4 years. They were playing. So the information we are getting is that the child drowned in a small fish pond, well fenced with a wire mesh, and there's a metallic gate. So how the child drowned in that small fish pond is a matter of investigations. And I have directed the regional RCI, who is with me here, to make sure that that matter is expeditiously investigated. I've also personally gotten in touch with the area Member of Parliament, Honorable Mother, and asked her and reassured her that the National Police Service has taken that matter very, very seriously. And in the event that the investigations establish any negligence on the part of the institution or of the employees of that institution, then appropriate legal action will be taken. Thank you.
Thank you, ladies
Asante.
and gentlemen, members of the media, for your coverage. On behalf of the investigations, I wish to thank you for this event. Asante.
Asante.
Mimi naitwa Marete, mimi ndiye director wa corporate communications.
Na mtazamaji, hizo ni picha za moja kwa moja kutoka katika kaunti ya Kericho, ambapo mkurugenzi wa idara ya upelelezi wa jinai DCI Mohamed Amin amezungumza na wanahabari kuhusiana na uchunguzi wa kaburi la halaiki huko Kericho, ambapo miili 33 ilifukuliwa na kufanyiwa upasuaji wa maiti ili kubaini chanzo cha vifo. Mtazamaji, ni taarifa ambayo bila shaka tunazidi kuifuatilia. Amezungumza hapo mkurugenzi wa idara ya upelelezi wa jinai DCI Mohamed Amin, akitaja kwamba kuna baadhi ya mili ambayo imefikishwa au imebainika kwamba ilifikishwa pale bila kuzingatiwa kwa sheria. Hali kadhalika akisema kwamba uchunguzi ungali unaendelea kubaini iwapo eneo hilo ambapo maiti 30 au miili 33 ilipatikana ni sehemu rasmi ya watu kuzikwa. Ni taarifa ambayo tunazidi kuifuatilia mtazamaji. Tutakuwa tunakuletea matukio na matokeo kadri yatakavyozidi kutukia, lakini kwa sasa tutakuwa tunapunga unyunyu kidogo, alafu baadaye tutakuwa tunaendeleza mjadala wetu. Kumbuka hii leo tunaangazia wanaharakati wa vijana siasani. Tunaangazia wanaharakati wa vijana siasani tukiwa na wageni wetu ambao tayari wamewasili studioni.